NBC News national political correspondent Steve Kornacki is at the big board now with some of the numbers from our new polling here. So, Steve, I want to start with the Democrats, if we can, here, and their new low in our poll. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, put that what you just showed in contrast with the Republicans. Now, look, neither party, when you ask folks about them, is really popular right now. The Republicans are underwater, 39 positive, 49 negative. They're only 10 points underwater. As you said, the Democrats right now, barely 1 in 4 voters say they have a positive view of the Democratic Party, an outright majority negative, 28 points underwater. Again, that's almost 3 times as underwater as the Republican brand is. And then you mentioned it, too, just the history here. This is the NBC poll going back here to the 1990s, and you're seeing how each party on this image question has fared through the years. And you see that range. There were some positive scores there back in the 90s, in the aughts. It's been negative for both parties for a while, but this is what's happened since the election. The number has just fallen off the cliff for Democrats to be 28 points negative. And you don't see any number for either party going nearly this low. Again, going back 3 decades there in this poll. Now, so what that means is, obviously, a lot of Republicans and independents, for that matter, don't have a negative view of Democrats. A lot of Democrats do, too. And this gets to what Sahil was just talking about there. This is what he referenced. This from our new NBC poll here, asking Democrats what should their party in Congress be doing, compromising to try to get consensus, sticking to positions. And as Sahil said, here's that reversal. In 2017, early on Trump's first term, nearly 60% were on the compromise side. That's fallen almost in half. Meanwhile, doubled the number saying stick to positions, dig in. Another question we asked, we don't have it here, but I can tell you, Democrats who believe their party in Washington is being too cooperative with Donald Trump. There are a fair number of Democrats who hold that view. They're a minority, but it's a fair number in our poll. The overwhelming majority of those Democrats say they have a negative view of their own party.
Well, Steve, let's turn to Donald Trump now, the president, if we can here. Our first look at his standings in our poll since he took office this second time. What are they showing?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 2 ways to look at it. So let's put this up on the screen here. Overall, the approval rating for Trump sitting at 47%, 51 disapprove. So you could say this. You could say, hey, compared to every modern president just coming to office at this same point, about 2 months in, I mean, here you go. Obama, George W. Bush, Biden, Clinton, they all had majority approval at this point. Donald Trump's number here, the lowest, the only one not to have majority approval. By historical standards, this is a very low number for Trump, but Trump's a bit of a different political creature, we've been saying, and compared to his own standard, this is where he was at the start of his first term in 2017. This 47% number now, obviously much higher than 2017 and really higher than just about anything he did during his first term as president when it came to the approval rating. So for Trump, by his own standards, that's high. And I think what that suggests is it's not that he's built new support since the election, but the coalition that elected him last November, you're not seeing yet any big defections from that for him to be sitting there at a 47% job approval rating. One thing powering that, we asked on some of the issues here how he's doing. This is probably his most popular area, the border, immigration. Outright majority approve of what Trump's done. That means there are folks who don't approve of Trump in his overall handling of the presidency who do like what he's doing on immigration and the border. The trouble, though, for Trump is right here. Economy, inflation, arguably the 2 issues that got him elected. A majority in each case now disapprove of how Trump is handling the economy and inflation. And this is a reversal from his first term as well, because he had generally bad numbers overall his first term. The economy was always the exception. It was his strong suit in his first term, and now it's a completely different story. And so I think the threat that emerges, the potential threat for Trump's political standing is if these numbers don't improve, if folks don't, if the perception of where the economy is doesn't improve, that could spell trouble for Trump politically.
All right, Steve Kornacki at the big board. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.